as adults, we do understand the urgency of this unwelcome situation and we are managing it our way. But children, they fail to understand the complexity of this pandemic and the dangers associated with it. However, expecting the behavior of an adult from our children will only make us pull our hair by the end of the day. Small children, high on energy, low attention spans, it is really becoming a challenge for parents to keep them locked inside. If any of these situations sound like yours, then this video is just for you. Hi, I am Bharti Rakheja. I am a psychologist and life coach, and for the past 16 years, I am helping people empower themselves and live their lives with positivity joyfully. I conduct personal sessions based on personal issues, relationship issues, parenting, anxiety, depression, stress, and how to manage your lives. I also conduct personal sessions with adolescents, helping them achieve their goals in life. I conduct training sessions with organizations, schools, colleges, and institutes on a variety of topics for personal development, self-development, anxiety, stress management, work-life balance, relationship issues, and more. And today we are here to talk about how to keep our kids constructively engaged inside the house during this lockdown. So friends, as we all know, children, especially the small children, they are high on their energy levels, which keeps them on their toes all the time. Then the kids have a very short attention span, because of which they keep hopping from one activity to another, which only adds up to the frustration levels of the parents, who are already frustrated with the fact of being locked inside without enough help, without any escape. So the TV or the screen time becomes a rescue for them also, and it becomes a good entertainment for the children also. And children really learn to manipulate this time for the sake of their own TV time or screen time. But we all know the dangers of these things in the long run. So what do we do then? So firstly, we need to understand that, the children are children after all. Expecting the behavior of an adult from them will only add to our frustration and anger. Before I give you the practical steps that we can take, let us see first, there are two things we need to keep under check. One is that keep your emotions under check. Now, this is a trying time for all the adults. They do understand the complexity and the dangers. They do understand the financial instability that is going to come. Be it the global recession that is happening, the job insecurities, the rent to be paid, how will the future come out to be? This time and place is highly unpredictable, full of uncertainty, which is adding up to our frustrations and anxiety levels. But if we do not keep our emotions under check, we might accidentally end up ventilating ourselves to our small children, adding to the unpleasantness which is already around. So if we keep our emotions under check, we will expect an age appropriate behavior from them. So we do understand that the children will behave their age and not our age. Keeping that in mind, we can prepare ourselves better. Then when we are heading towards a longer period of time without the house help and inside these four walls, there are a few things if we can keep structured and arranged for ourselves and for our children, if we can organize our lives a bit, so this period of lockdown can be passed with peace and calm. And of course, it can also help you add up your bonding with your children and family. So the first thing that comes is have them a game bag or a game box. This game bag or the game box can be filled with all those favorites of the child, like be it a ball, some dolls, maybe some utensils, their own kitchen play games, their things, their paints, their crayons, the pencils and pads, the writing pads also, and maybe some scribbling pads or the drawing art files. So have this game box ready for them with the things of their own choices, and let it be accessible to them whenever they feel like they can reach out and take it on their own. This will keep you a bit easy and free from always trying or making an effort to engage the child with. The next thing that you can do is involve them in the household. Anyways, you need a lot of hands, right? So if there is no house help, or even if there is, allow the child to get engaged with the kitchen activities or with the washing and cleaning. Now, children, especially the smaller ones at this age, they are open and they are really excited to help you with the brooming or the sweeping of the house, dusting, washing, cleaning the utensils, putting them back in place, wiping off, or putting things back into the kitchen. Then they enjoy being in the washroom for extra time, so you can have them involved with you or the maid in washing clothes, or putting them on drying. They really love such works, so why not engage them? I know it might delay the work a bit, but then we all have good enough time to our rescue, right? We all have enough time, so even if the work is delayed, the kids are at least engaged constructively. Yeah. So the next thing that I can tell you is that have them do some science experiments, and they can do it on their own as well. Or maybe if there are two children in the house, more than two children in the house, they all can join together. They all can join each other and conduct this simple daily things science experiments. So as simple as this, that have them the bathtub filled with water, put some objects inside, some will be floating, some will be sinking, and they will learn their own natural science lessons out of this. They will spend extra half an hour in the washroom, which is okay. The weather also allows that now, right? Let them have some more science experiments to be done, like mixing oil and water maybe. So we all know that oil doesn't mix with water because the densities are different. But if we try and teach this thing to the child, he might come up with a lot of questions otherwise also. But then let them spend some time and see the behavior of the water and oil mixing or not mixing together. They might come up with questions which you can, generally answer them. So such science experiments, they are easy to handle. Okay, another activity based upon science is they love to froth the soapy water. So have them a bowl deliberately which they can use for 10-15 minutes. Put a little liquid soap inside water and have them churn it, have them blow air with the straw, have them make their own bubbles or create froth in this mixture. This will keep them engaged for another 15 minutes maybe. Whenever they are showing interest in these things, please do not stop them from doing it. Let them go on and on as long as they want to. Another sensory activity that you can help them with is have a non-transparent bag, maybe a jute bag or a cloth bag, and put a lot of articles inside which they do not know. So you can have a comb inside, a ball, a yarn ball maybe, or a cotton roll. Then you can have a comb, a pair of scissors, some spoons, or some small tiny little things which are different in material. So some things out of cloth, maybe a handkerchief or so, some things out of steel, some made out of plastic or wooden blocks, paintbrush, comb, etc. Have them put their hand inside the bag, pick up one thing at a time, touch and feel it, and guess what it is. It's a wonderful activity which will keep the kids happily engaged. So as I said, if there are more kids in the house, more than one, have them do this together with each other, or you can also engage with them or involve with them and enjoy this good bonding time together. The next thing is appreciate them. Out of our own frustrations and anger, we have really forgotten to share the love bond with each other, compliment each other, appreciate each other. And the kids, adults, old people, whosoever, all across this globe, all across all communities, cultures and countries, they all are craving for appreciation. No matter how much it is never enough. So appreciate them. And appreciate what? Appreciate the effort and not the result. When we judge them for the results, when we judge them for the act they are doing, when we judge them for the work they are doing, no, we are not doing justice to them, because they cannot be pro at this tiny age. So appreciate the effort. If the child has come into the kitchen to help you, but he drops certain things out of accident, appreciate the effort and the intention. Acknowledge the intention that the child wanted to help you. So if you appreciate more, they get even more encouraged to work with you, to help you. And remember, they'll be more cooperative with you. So appreciate in loads. Then let all the old games out. Old games, Ludo, chess, carom, balls, maybe you can develop your own games, or if you can really brainstorm, you'll remember all the old time games we used to play when we were small. So maybe Tick Tick Ghoda, Akkad Bakkad. There are so many things that you can recall. Sparrow Fly we used to play when we were small. So have them, introduce them to these games which you were playing in your childhood. Why not? Anyways, we are locked inside with each other, instead of eating each other's heads. Why not engage with each other to have some bondful time, memorable time with each other? So another very exciting activity for them, which they would be really surprised pleasantly, allow them or encourage them to jump on that old or a little worn out sofa that you have, which you always restricted them from. Allow them to have some jumping time over there. Children have a greed for, or a need for this kinesthetic sense. They want to roam around, they want to move around, touch, feel things, they want to exploit their energy, put it to use. So this is a good way, and anyways they are already frustrated with being locked inside, so why not give them a breather? Allow them to jump on the sofa for a while, or why not you join in? Another activity that they will really be excited about is playing a pillow fight. Yes, we all played when we were small, and let them also. Why to deprive them from this fun? Let them or engage them with you in your pillow fights. You get involved with them and have them a fun time with you. Then have a talk time together. I really mean it. A child as small as 2 or 3 enjoys talking with you, enjoys discussing things with you. They also might contribute well into your conversation if they are respected and appreciated. So generally the usual response of the parents is, "Arey, ye to bahut chota hai," or they start laughing over them, or they just smile at them and nullify or diminish their contribution. Don't do that. Appreciate them. Pay attention to what they are speaking. Show that with your body language that you are interested. Give nods and engage with their speaking whenever they are saying something. Involve them with your talks in the house. Have a talk time on the dining table, on the bed, in the bedroom, wherever, in the living room, whatever. Then this one is my favorite. Yes, stories we all grew up with, and let the children also grow up with them. Now stories can be read out of the book, which is okay, but I truly believe that stories mean more to the children when it comes out from the parents' mouth. Yes, you can use a lot of voice modulation, facial gestures, expressions that keeps them on hold, that keeps them fond of you. They develop that kind of love and bonding with you, and let them enjoy a simple silly story, but put in a lot of intensity, do it with a lot of conviction, do it with a lot of love, and that will keep them engaged with you. And believe me, you will enjoy it too completely. I thoroughly enjoy telling stories. I thoroughly enjoy reading and listening to stories. And after the story gets over, don't miss this. Convert it into a role play. So even if you have done a lion and a mouse story or a Ramayan story, let all the family members and the house helps join in and create a role play. Have your own voice modulations, have your own dialogues with your children. Assign the roles to them. You assign a role to yourself. Maybe, for example, if you do a Ramayan story, somebody may become a Ram, somebody may become Sita, a Ravan, and then see the dialogues rolling and see the energy that will happen in the house. Amazing. You can have this joyful time with your children. I believe that this pandemic, this is one of the blessings that it has carried with it. So have this time on roll. Enjoy the stories and role plays and discussions and laughter with your children. Finally, breathe. This time is going to pass for sure. There have been several times in the past, several unpleasant times, difficult times that have come in and they have gone. They are not here to stay. Nothing is here to stay. Then why will this pandemic be? The difference is that if we change our attitude towards it, if we change our thinking towards it, if we change our approach towards it and we accept it the way it is, then we can keep our senses in calm, we can keep our emotions under ease, and then we can think of making this time, this period of time, whether it is 21 days or 2 months or 3 months or maybe 6 months for that matter, we can develop memories. We can create fond, joyful memories, deposit them in our memory banks so that we can access them forever in our lives. Yes, let the kids, let the children have fond memories about you so that they remember you with love and bonding. They remember you with pride that you used to seek interest in them. You would spend good time with them. They will create stories. You will create stories for your grandchildren. They will create stories for their grandchildren. Believe me, this can be the most memorable period of your life. So create it, be with it, let it flow. I wish you all the very best. To all the parents, to all the children, have a happy life. Stay home, stay safe, have a joyful life ahead. All the best. Goodbye.